And I like kind of like let my belly kind of go up, but I was still going further and further out, and the riptides were still coming over, but I was still more relaxed. I wasn't freaking out, and I was just kind of floating, a little bit. And so at that point, when I started to literally like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds into it, I started screaming help, because I was like, this is the perfect time for me to scream help. And so I started screaming help to my friends, and they heard me, and they like jumped up real quick. And the one girl, the Caucasian girl, she like kind of ran into the water, and she was just trying to like direct me to like with her hands or whatever. And then my other friend, black girl, African lady, she actually started like running like Baywatch babe. She literally like tossed her baby she like tossed her baby like she tossed her baby to the white girl. And then she just started like Baywatch babe, like running towards me. Like it was kind of funny. I mean, I was still kind of like freaking out at that point, because I was being pulled out again. And so at some point, from me like watching her run towards me, the riptide had came over again, and my friend is still like kind of like waving her arms to go to the side. She's like waving it, so it's like pointing her finger to the side. And so in that moment, I don't know, like in that kind of relaxed state, I started to like, I don't know, float to the side, I guess. And then I started to like try to swim again forward, but I was already like in this current that was pulling me to the side. And so once I got to the side, like, I don't know, I just tried to stand up, and all of a sudden there was ground underneath me. There was sand there. There was like a whole like ground. Like I could just stand up. Like it was so crazy. Like, so in that moment, I really do think that in another reality, in another realm, I died. But because my consciousness was looking on the bright side and didn't let it consume me, I was able to rise above and vibrate higher. This is a spiritual teaching right here. Like, we got to start vibrating higher. We got to start listening to our bodies. Thank goodness I listened to myself. I listened to my body. I listened to my body say to relax. I listened to my body to tell me to call out for help. I listened to my body. I listened to my body. And so I ended up surviving it, and I'm here today. But the point is that we got to stop allowing fear to completely take over. Like, we don't know what to do. Like, fear is just an alarm. That's all it is. It's not something that, like, that would be like you waking up. Like, let's say your alarm goes off and you wake up from your alarm and you just keep your alarm on all day. You never turn it off, and you never get out of bed. You just lay in bed and just leave the alarm on. That's what you're doing when you don't listen to your fear. Your fear is just an alarm telling you that you need to get up and do something. And if you don't listen to it, and you just sit in your bed and you just listen to the alarm, like, it's gonna annoy you. It's gonna stress you out. Like, it's not fun. Like, that, nobody wants to lay in bed for the rest of their life listening to an alarm. You're not gonna live very long doing that. You know what I mean? But if you listen to once the alarm sounds and you listen to it, and you actually, every alarm is different. Like, you know how in your phone you could set an alarm and you could make it for a specific reason. Every fear is an alarm for a specific reason, and that specific reason, you know what it is. You know what it is. If you're scared that you're going to get sick from a virus, the only reason why you're scared is because you're not healthy in your mind. You're not healthy. You know what I mean? It don't even really matter. It does matter what you're putting into your body, but what really matters is that your mind is healthy enough to pick up on the fear and listen to it and change your actions. Like, change your thoughts to change your actions. Like, that's the most important part, because at the end of the day, you could be totally unhealthy. You can turn your life around in an instance. You could turn your life around in an instance. This is a spiritual war. This virus is a spiritual war. It is an attack on your spirit, okay? And it is sounding the alarm in your body. And the alarm in your body is basically just like, warning, warning, warning. Your body is too toxic, because you're scared of this idea of dying and getting this virus. So what should I do? Like, to make it better. And I'm telling you right now, what you should do is you just need to cut out all the salt, drink plenty of water with fresh herbs in it, like bay leaves or basil or ginger or lemongrass. I'm talking about fresh, not processed. Like, it's okay if you get like a really nice herbal blend from the store, but just make sure it doesn't have any extra added stuff in it. Like, you want it to just be water and herbs. That's it. You don't want any biocarbonates or sugar in it, or like synthetic lime. You don't want any of that in it. You just want it to be an herb blend. And anything else, like no lemon, none of that, because that's synthetic. Okay. What you want is it's heavily processed. That's the point. What you want is just dried herbs in your tea, and then you can add the lime or the lemon or the orange juice or whatever you want. You can add it to it. Also, from the video, it was talking about how the virus, again, like I was talking about earlier, the virus is it's what's coming from out of your cell. It's that junk that you've been putting in your body that your cells have been processing. Because what happens is, when the food goes in your stomach, it breaks down into different elements, right? It breaks down into it separates the water, right? Like the H2O, it separates that and uses that for your body. It separates the fats, and the fats help to get things in and out of cells. It separates the sugars. It separates the carbohydrates. It separates the amino acids. It breaks down the amino acids so that your cells can absorb them. So like the proteins break down into amino acids, whether it be complete or non-complete proteins, whether it be animal or plant proteins, all of it breaks down into amino acids. And those amino acids, the reason why it breaks down into amino acids is because those amino acids need to be small. It needs to be an amino acid because the amino acids are small, and they can actually absorb into your cell membrane. And once they absorb into your cell membrane, your ribosome uses those amino acids based off of the RNA that has been copied from your DNA, from your cell, from your nucleus, from the nucleus of your cell. The RNA has been copied from your DNA based off of the environment in your cell membrane based off of the environment on the outside of your cell membrane. The cilia that's on the outside of your cell membrane is reading the environment of your body, and it's telling your nucleus of your cell what to turn on, what mutations to turn on or off, like what in your DNA strand to turn on and off based off of your cell, off of your environment in your body. And if your body is really unhealthy, then it's going to turn on and off certain things in your DNA in order to balance, okay? In order to create some kind of balance so that you won't die, you know what I mean? So that your body will know. So basically, once the DNA is switched on and off, then it makes a copy, and that's called the RNA. And the RNA is able to leave the nucleus, and it goes into the space in the cell before you get outside of the cell membrane. I can never remember what it's called. But anyway, that RNA links up with the amino acids and the ribosomes, and I think it's the ribosome, and the ribosome takes the RNA and puts it through as the program. It's the program. It puts it through this. The ribosome is like a machine, and the RNA is like the program that goes through, it's like the program for that particular moment that goes through the ribosome, and the ribosome takes the amino acid and builds from the program, from the RNA, builds proteins based off of your body's environment, okay? And once you build these proteins, and those proteins are released out into your body, and they do what they need to do. But the thing is like, if you have a bunch of stuff in your body that like your cell membrane and your nucleus doesn't know what to do with, then it's just going to send out these proteins to try to like clean this stuff out, but it can't really do anything. So then there's like, now it's just sending out these proteins to do the damage of the situation, to like clean it up, but it has nowhere to put it because you aren't allowing yourself time. Like, with the stuff that you put in your body, you aren't allowing your body the time to actually clean itself out. And so instead what it's doing is it's storing it in your fat cells, it's storing it in your bone, wherever. It's storing it wherever it can store it. It's storing it all over your body. And this is why you get these different illnesses. You get trying to think of some, you get lupus, which is like stress. It's basically, lupus is like, you just got a lot of stress. You're just really stressed out all the time, and you're eating really bad, and you're drinking. So not only are you stressed out in your mind, but you're also stressed out in your body, because you just keep putting, it's like a bad program, and you just keep putting this stuff in your body, and it's so not healthy. And then you got cancer, which is like, it's just, I feel like cancer is really that part where like the proteins are being pushed out to deal with these junk that's in your body that you aren't allowing to release, and it's just putting it somewhere. But it's not putting it, it's not being able to push it out of the body, and then the body just gets over toxic and